Good morning. Nice comfortable breeze out here on the Beneva roadside this morning. I got here, I don't know, about an hour ago and started reviewing files again and decided to set some of the older stuff aside, remembering that on this past Tuesday at 11 o'clock I was here and there was a storm nearing paralleling east of here, and something that happens fairly often happened again. Suddenly there was a bright energy burst of lightning from the distance, reduced to about the size of a small, very small, round, glowing light. And it didn't hurt, didn't do anything. There was thunder in the woods east of here, nearby, about a second after. It just kind of reminds me that, uh, well, my overt condition of being, forced to basically be without any employment and without any social or anything, is that there's a cause about it. There's a lot of, like I've detailed through years, that for whatever reasons, I don't know how it started or whatever, is that there is a lot of loud broadcasting activity that includes persons portraying themselves as official, and the traffic sound, oftentimes very loud. And on this past Tuesday, I don't remember what, sometime soon after the lightning strike that I mentioned, something that doesn't happen very often occurred when a British man portraying himself as being official got into north of your traffic sign saying, "Are you who gave this jumble of notes to Boris Johnson?" And that kind of start surprised me, and I'm certain that what he was wanting to do was remind me of a very tense night back in 1993. And I'm going to go ahead and mention what the detail was. In 1993, probably in the early summer, I was being forced to be out on Bee Ridge. There was a lot of good cops. I'm not blaming them about it. But for some reason, in upper echelons or whatever, is that they cause a very technical and constant kind of a broadcasting confusion from traffic, sometimes like a crescendo even. So anyway, I'd been forced to be out on the road for some years by then already. And I was sitting in front of the cash and carry store of Palm Plaza over on Bee Ridge Road, the corner of Bee Ridge and McIntosh. Well, it was getting kind of late in the evening. I was there, actually, to be honest with you, I was there to politely ask people if they might have a couple or a few extra dollars. I was going to get some beer to help me through the night, help me get some sleep. And usually I was always away earlier in the night, but for that on that particular night, I was still mostly broke. So anyway, I had also been working on some various matters, uh, very amateur kind of paperwork without using any references, without using much of any references. Just some speculative kind of paperwork. Some of it, of course, a lot of it motivated, of course, because of what I was hearing in the traffic sound. So I was sitting there kind of thinking about that also when a couple of men and women, husbands and wives, walked out of the cash and carry store with a shopping cart on their way to their car. I could hear that they British accent. So I thought, why don't I just give them some of these notes if they want to accept them? They're probably vacationers, and if they think anything might be important, that they can just carry it back to the UK, or if they think that it's stupid or maybe dangerous, they can just throw it away. So anyway, I did. I walked out to the parking lot and I courteously greeted them, and I said that I work on concerns sometimes that might be important to our nation's security as well as their own. And I offered them some handwritten notes, and and one of the men immediately wanted to look dutiful, and I said, listen, if anybody bothers you about it, you can just throw the notes away, put it, flush it in the toilet or whatever. And otherwise, I said that you can, if you think that there's anything that might be important, that you can wait until you get back to England and you can go ahead and give it to your authorities. So that's what happened. I didn't ask for them. I didn't ask them for anything, and they didn't offer anything, and they proceeded on away. Hopefully, hopefully continuing a safe and an enjoyable vacation. So anyway, that's what the man was alluding to. I guess he was alleging that one of the men who accepted the notes was a man from London by the name of Boris Johnson, who went on to become the Prime Minister of England. You know, it just seems kind of ridiculous, but I decided to go ahead and mention it. You know, that kind of reminds you, there is something of a shared history pertaining to the United Kingdom goes way back. Of course, before the United States became an independent nation, there was first a revolution. And we understand that sometimes there's some lasting repercussions and sometimes even resentment. And as I've said before, persons that are British or portray themselves British and sound British are often in the traffic broadcasting confusion. I think mostly they started in near the end of '94, possibly as a result of the incident of the notes, actually. Uh, uh, through years in my journal, I've noted the name Buckingham and it's just there's a lot of friendly kind of commenting, but there's also a lot of kind of arrogant and sometimes even menacing kind of commenting. That's a continuing concern. We're here. In the United States, we're aware that the British military often works with the United States military. We're told that British jets sometimes fly off of U.S. carriers, and these days we're told that there's U.S. jets stationed aboard the brand new Queen Elizabeth carriers. So what we got to hope is that, of course, such work together has to be a position on trust and hoping that persons are really for each other's security. And I really wanted to believe that mostly that is true. I think that there is some controversy pertaining to the moon, however, but obviously it must be mostly worked out that they're sensible resolving about any kind of controversy regarding the moon. And about the old Hitler kind of threats that I mentioned that I was hearing oftentimes in the traffic broadcasting back in '93, that there is continuing concern, and sometimes there's indications of some from the UK being involved. But of course, we do remember that during the war that the United Kingdom was in the war against the Hitler regime. So anyway, like I said, I'm hoping that mostly there is good, friendly relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom. I do feel obligated to mention that occasionally there are some really snide comments. I remember a British origin woman got into the broadcasting confusion one night to say a slur that the United States is going to crawl. And but you see, that's a very isolated kind of an incident, and there is often, most always, awareness of whatever subject I'm working on. Before I even started to make this video, there were British persons in north of your traffic sound saying that they were aware of the matter, and that pertaining to the woman I just mentioned, that one particular man said she was withdrawn back to her own nation. He used the word withdrawn. I'm not sure whether he said nation or not. So anyway, on another occasion, another concern that kind of irritated me was a young British man who portrays himself as official, got into the confusion one day calmly saying that plans have been made that don't include the United States in the future, that people had looked at history books and say, do you mean there was really something named United States? So anyway, like I said yesterday, this is for our nation continuing, for peace, for good, sensible interaction with other nations, and hoping that persons and entities portraying themselves as being friendly are friendly, that there aren't any possibly harmful deceptions. So on this particular day, again, I'm hoping that good people over in the UK are safe and secure. We know that because of the strife in Ukraine, and whatever other reasons that sometimes rhetoric is directed at the United Kingdom. And we understand that there's dangers, and we hope that the dangers will be prevented, and that will be prevented by better interaction and for peace. And hope everyone's having a good day, and thanks for your consideration.